What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here today, and we're back for another BFR. I'm still ill, so I will not be able to be as loud as I usually am. So, game 59 in Boston against the Boston Bruins on March 10th at 6 p.m. Boston, as usual, gets lucky as hell. The officiating league-wide last night was horrible. Toronto, Arizona, awful. Chicago, Boston, awful. You had Colorado and I forgot who they played last night. Oh, Carolina, awful. And the officiating is becoming a serious problem once again. Bruins win 4-3. They go to Hawks go to 21-30-8. They get outshot 36-25. They out-hit Boston 28-26, and faceoffs 33-30 go to Boston. And Hawks go 1 for 3 on the power play. Boston goes 2 for 3. Coming into this game, Murphy, the Hawks D-man, led the league in blocked shots, and this game would be very physical as well. Lankinen saves 32 out of 36. Swayman saves 22 out of 25. Stillman was in. Caleb Jones was out. Early in the game, Forbert took out Hagel, no call in the first 10 seconds. 1932, then it's a Boston penalty to McAvoy for hooking, which would be killed. The power play didn't look great. Frederick had a chance that missed. Kubalik hits post, barely stays out as he covers it up. Kubalik then hit the post again. And then at 15:48, it's a Boston goal to Charlie Coyle, his 13th of the season from Clifton, who would take a beating tonight. Makes it 1-0. Pastrnak takes down McCabe, but there's no call there. High stick uncalled leads to the Boston goal that was previously mentioned. At 13:19, then it's a Chicago goal. It's a one-timer for Alex DeBrincat, 34th of the season from Kane. Makes it 1-1. And it was on a 4-on-1. I'm not sure what happened with the Boston D, but one guy went in to try to steal the puck from DeBrincat. It ended up being a 4-on-1 with DeBrincat, Kane, Strome, and Seth Jones, and worked out in the Hawks' favor. Then Hall blocked an open net chance from Akin. He's a new player. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. Akin. I don't know. So yeah, he blocked a wide open net chance, and then Stillman absolutely laid out. Don't remember who it was. I think it might have been. I think it was Akin. I'm trying to remember who it was. I forgot to write his name down. But absolutely laid him out, and it was a hip check, and just absolutely destroyed him. It was on Clifton, that's who it was on, because I remember I said it took a beating on him. And then Borgstrom hit the post. Lankinen big save on DeBrusque. Forbert nails Johnson. Very physical game, as I previously mentioned. And at 5:17, it's a Boston penalty to Frederick for holding, which would be killed. And start the second then, at 15:48, it's a Chicago wraparound goal to Brandon Hagel, 19th of the season from Doc and Tays to make it 2-1. Then at 13:05, it's a Chicago penalty to Borgstrom for hooking, which would be killed. Bergeron had a point-blank shot saved. And then Murphy got his ankles absolutely broken by Marchand. Pretty sick move by him there. Lankinen had some good saves, some quick saves, some big saves. And then at 9:58, the beginning of the end happens, as a Chicago penalty to McCabe for high sticking. And Hall, I've lost a lot of respect for Hall after this game. 3 times he embellished. One time he got called for it, and this time he didn't. And Hall literally it barely nicked him in the face, and he fell over like his face was bleeding, and he was down on the ice for a few minutes. Like, it was incredible what he was doing last night. Then at 8:03 on the power play, it's a Boston goal from Jack Eichel, his first in his career, his first of the season, from Pastrnak and Marchand to make it 2-2. Then at 5:29, it was a Chicago penalty to Murphy for interference. It was an awful call, and because the puck was in the vicinity, but it gets called for it anyway, and it leads to a Boston goal as at 4:37, with Boston in full control of play at this point. It's a Boston power play goal from David Pastrnak, his 32nd of the season, from McAvoy and Bergeron to make it 3-2. Lankinen was standing on his head even with those 2 goals. He was getting pelted. He was the only one stopping them. And then in the third period, the Hawks have a long delayed penalty to start for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Then at 18:35, the penalty gets called. It's Coyle for hooking. And then at 16:36, while on the power play, it's a Chicago power play goal for Brandon Hagel, his 20th of the season, first ever 20-goal season, from Stroman to break it to make it 3-3. Marchand then cross-checks Murphy into Swayman and then goes right off the ice and there's no call on that. So my hatred of Marchand continues to grow as he is one of the most skilled players in the league and proceeds to... Why he does the stuff he does, I don't know. It's like he clearly wants to be hated throughout the league. McAvoy then clearly interferes with DeBrincat. Head hits the boards and there's no call. The announcers go absolutely ballistic, as did I. Then at 8:04, it's a Boston penalty to Hall for unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's at 8:05 a Chicago 8:04, so they're coincidental penalties. An 8:04 penalty to Regula for tripping, and the announcers are even more livid as Regula doesn't even trip him. And this is the penalty that Hall gets the embellishment for, because Regula doesn't even touch him and he falls, and it was pretty fake fall. So that's twice now that Hall is embellished, and we'll get to the third one. Then Taze lays a hit. I haven't seen Taze lay a hit in a long time, and then a crazy bounce with later in the game. It goes off two people. Hall just throws it to the front of the net. It goes off Murphy off the game, then off of Bruin, I think, in front. At 1942, with 18 seconds to go in the game. The camera got frozen for a second. 18 seconds to go in the game. It's a Boston goal from David Pastrnak, his 33rd of the season from Hall to make it 4-3, which was just typical Boston luck because Boston doesn't lose no matter what. They always somehow manage to win because that's what Boston does. And it started with a bad icing, and Eric Hall literally grabbed it through the puck, so that wasn't a great officiating job. He literally threw the puck into the corner, which the Hawks would then ice it from. So no penalty on Halla causes essentially the goal to happen. And other notes from this game, embellishment. Never thought Hall was a diver, but oh my gosh, tonight was it bad. He then tried again afterward to get another call later in the game with about a minute and a half left. He then tried to pull to it again. He didn't get called for it, and no penalty got called. But three separate times for Hall, which I couldn't believe it. And then the other big issue out of this game, besides the officiating, face-offs. Face-offs are becoming a big problem in the NHL. They're not a big part of the game. Just drop the puck and let him play. Who cares if it's unfair? It's going to end up fine anyway. It's they always have to restart play, and it takes away time from the game, and people have stuff to do, and every second counts. And small issue, but yeah. So from conclusion from that game, unbelievable. Another game the Hawks should have won, and I've never seen such a luck this year in the luck against the Hawks this year. Then at 17.2 seconds, it's a Chicago timeout. That does nothing as they don't even register a shot. And that's the game as the Hawks lose 4-3 to Boston. Quickly fixing this right here. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Among changes on the board, nothing really changed. Vegas loses to Buffalo in Eichel's return. Eichel then roast Buffalo fans. And in return, Buffalo had the two guys they acquired from Vegas score goals with Krebs and Tuck. So I thought that was pretty funny. There were 13 games on last night, so there was a lot of hockey going around. Arizona beats Toronto to my happy appeal. Love when Steve Dangle gets angry. And if you didn't see his video, go check it out. He agrees with the horrible officiating. So I'm not just targeting officials or saying it's unfair. He goes into it even more with the funniest skit I've ever seen to start his episode. So yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.